Howdy guys, it's Dr. B. I'm going to be going through a series of videos on how to modify your Walker Bay 10 or 8. Now, if you're not familiar with the Walker Bays, they are little sailing motor row dinghies. They're kind of a do-it-all kind of boat. They're also made of a plastic that allows you to leave these outside for years, especially if you keep them under shade, without them really being hurt. Now, they're pretty darn good boats right out of the bat. And if you guys get a chance to row one of these, they row really well, they motor pretty well, and they sail decently. They're no laser or flying Scot, but they're going to be really nice to use and quality of life, like their patented wheel and keel that lets you slide these things back and forth. You'll fall in love with that feature and other things about this boat pretty quickly. There are a few easy upgrades you can do to make a good boat even better. One of the first upgrades that you're going to want to do to your Walker Bay is replace some of the seat bolts with lifting eyes, or also known as pad eyes. This is going to be really useful for being able to attach things, especially if you're going to sail, prevent things from falling out of the boat, plus to act as a temporary cleat or other things. You can hook S-binders to it, other quick releases, easy peasy. I recommend adding a couple to the front to be able to hang a bag, a few to the back, and also some to the rear. Basically any place that you'd want to hook something to, think about adding these on. In order to add more attachment points, what we're going to do is replace the standard 1/4-20 bolts with a shoulder bolt. Now, shoulder bolts differ from regular bolts in that they have this shoulder, which will act essentially as a washer, very similar to the bolts that come stock in the Walker Bay. Now, these can be a little bit hard to come by, especially in stainless steel, but you can end up getting them from companies like Fairwind or other sail suppliers. What you're going to want to get is the 1/4x20, so a standard 1/4x20 thread, and about 1 5/8 inches is ideal for this. In addition to the shoulder bolts, you're going to need a tool to take the bolts out. Now, cool thing about the Walker Bay is every bolt on the boat is a 7/16 head size. I recommend using a nut driver because it'll make your life a lot easier. Now, I've already got a number of these pad eyes added to the boat in the front and the rear to be able to hook things in. But I'm going to add an extra set because it'll be really convenient for the bailer and other things to make it a little bit easier for sailing. Now, to take these guys out, all you need to do is good old lefty-loosey and start taking them out. Now, as you're unscrewing these, hold underneath the rail, and they're going to be these plastic little cone washers with nuts in them. Be very careful and don't lose these or crack them by over tightening because they're extremely hard to come by, and you'll want to be able to preserve them. So after you pull out your 1/4-20, you're just going to repeat the process, just taking in your shoulder bolt. Because of the shoulder, you don't need a washer at all. You just got to put it in there, and you'll find that the little cone washer has a couple of indents that will slot in and prevent it from turning, so you don't need to put a wrench on the back. Now, you are going into plastic, so you don't need to wail on this. Just get it to a nice tight, hand tight, and to where you want it, and click, you are there. Now, the 1 5/8 size is what is officially recommended by Walker Bay to replace these, but they will stick out a bit. So if we look under the gunnel on the rail, you'll see them sticking out. Since this could be a little bit sharp, you don't want to cut yourself on that. That is where acorn nuts can come in. Now, acorn nuts, you can get these guys from good hardware stores. You also want to make sure that you are getting a high grade of stainless steel, just so that they don't rust on. That would lead toward a lot of lack of joy later trying to get these guys off. And again, you don't need to wail on them. Finger tight, get a wrench, finish it off, and you should be ready to sail. Now, I like to put the eye hooks any place I could think that I'd want to attach things. Common things that you're going to want to attach to it besides your dry bags are going to be your bailers. I like to use a pitcher as a bailer on a string. So again, if you capsize, it doesn't go anywhere. Also, what works really well are car wash sponges. These can be used to get out the last little bit of water, especially if you are in a gritty area. It's going to help with getting some of those grits out, so you're not sitting on it, and you can kind of push them to the bottom and have a much nicer ride. The other thing that you should always think about carrying is some kind of extra rope. I like to use a throw bag because this is set up that if I need to get this to somebody else, it's got floating line, it's got a little weight in there, it can get thrown out, and it stays nice and tidy until we need it. And all this stuff can easily just get clipped on, secure and nice, and then we can just shuffle it out of the way until we need it. So for just a few minutes of work and a few dollars in parts, you can make your Walker Bay a lot more safe and convenient to sail. Happy sailing, and stay tuned for more easy upgrades.